Welcome to a new episode of your show, The Big Q. Today we are going to talk about how can you read the Bible with your children. It's really vital to read the Bible with your children as much as they are very young, or as much as they begin to learn and speak and hear and understand. Basically, you can read the Bible with them when they're even 2 years old or 3 years old. Do not postpone letting them be exposed to the Bible and its stories when they are old. Always make them get used to reading the Bible, even a very small story every day. By doing this, you will have this relation with your kid and the Bible forever. Because we believe that the Holy Scriptures are a personal relation with God's words. And as long as we read God's words every day, then our mind and our thoughts will be reformed to be like His. So, how can we read the Bible with our children? The first point that I want to talk with you about is having an age-appropriate Bible, and you begin to read from it with your children. That's the first point that we have to talk about. Because reading with your children an age-appropriate Bible, it will make them love the stories in the Bible. And it's illogical to begin reading the big Bible and the Bible that we read from to a child who's 5 years old. So you always need Bibles which are age-appropriate, kids' Bibles, that have many demonstrations and pictures and interesting stories to read from. So starting by this is not harmful. Of course, it makes them more excited to know about the Bible, and always remember that kids need to see and to hear together. If they hear only, they will be bored from the story. But if they see what they're hearing about, they will be much engaged in it. So as we said, begin by having an age-appropriate Bible, and begin with it by reading a small story every day. Consistency is very important as well, because you are getting him to know that the Bible is a personal relation every day, and every single day we have to know more about the stories of the Bible. That's the first point I want to talk to you about. The second point that we want to talk about is by equipping your kids. I mean, equipping your kids is having maps and drawing and letting them ask and searching with them, because by doing this, you tell them that you also are studying the same as they are. And having this activity together makes the Bible study much more interesting. And they can come to you, and you can begin by a story, and then all along the day you can talk about it and reflect upon it. And once you do this, he will know that the story is not just a mere story, it's something that we can face in our daily lives, something and situations similar to the story that we have read. And this is also very important to teach our children. They have to learn that the Bible stories are not only stories, they are our experience in life. And this experience in life can be demonstrated in many stories in the Bible, and their experience can be reflected upon ours. And as much as they grow in life, as much as they begin to talk to people, believers or non-believers, their mind is always reflecting upon the story that they have heard of, similar to the situation that they have been in real life. And that's what all the Bible is about. It's about God's dealing with different people. And how did God deal with those and those and those? And what does He want from us, and how can we live according to His words and His commandments? So by reflecting upon a story, or by relating a story in the Bible on very real situations that we have in life, you make not only the Bible just theoretical stories, but they will be practical. They will live inside those stories as if they are one of the characters. And when they face any similar situation, they will always ask themselves, what did this man do when he was in the same situation? For example, King David or King Solomon, or our father Abraham or Moses, or even the 12 disciples. Everyone has faced different situations, and maybe hard at sometimes. But their reaction is our thermometer and our scale in order to scale ourselves upon it and in order to know where are we standing from God's words. So that's the second important thing to reflect on, that the Bible is not only stories, they are real experiences that we experience through life. And it's a manual guide for us in this world. The third point that I want to talk to you about is having the Bible as if it's a main thing. If you're traveling on a vacation, take it with you. If you're going to some place, take it with you. It's always beside us and it's always nearby. It's not for decoration, but it's for everyday experience and everyday relationship with God's words. Also, at some point of age, make them choose the Bible that they want. They have to choose their own Bible. When they, for instance, become maybe 10 years old or 11 years old, you have to take them to the Christian bookstore and let them choose their own Bible. By choosing their own Bible, that means that this Bible is for them only. And that's the deep relation with God. They can write their names on it, they can have it, they can underline the favorite verses, and it can be very personal. That's also very important, to tell them that you have now your own Bible, and this is your own quiet time with God. This is your own time with God to hear Him, and you also find answers to all of your questions. If we raise our children by these ideas, we are going to avoid many problems when they grow up. We're going to avoid problems about some concepts in the world that as Christians we do not believe in them, because we are always in this battle and this struggle between the world's concepts and God's concepts. And we always have to refer to God's word in order to face any challenge that we face in this world and in this life. So, as we said, having a relationship with God's words every day is very important. The last thing I will tell you that when you study the Bible with your children, always make them ask questions. And whenever you don't know a question, you have to be very faithful in this, and you have to say that I will go back, study more, and tell you next time. This will not is not disrespectful for you. Instead, it's very respectful for your kids to know that we don't own all the answers, but we are always in the search of it. Finally, I would like to tell you that raising your kids on God's words and on the rock rather than on the sand, as our Lord Jesus Christ had said, the person that is built on the rock, on God's words, he will be standing firm against all the storms and the challenges in the world. If you want your kids to stand firm and to be faithful to God in their lives, they have to found and they have to make their lives be founded on God's words rather than this world's concepts. And if you have the link, and if you do the link with God's words and every person that's newborn in your family, and you have your family time every night reading God's words and praying from it, even if it's for 10 minutes, this will have a huge impact when they grow up in the end. Thank you.